hello, you guys. We are back for episode 2 of Real Housewives of Potomac. What would Kenya go ahead and rate this Real Housewives of Potomac episode? Would you believe me if I said, you want to know what? I'm going to do this. I want to move the intro episode to a 3.5, and I want to move this episode to like a 4.2. This was a really, really good episode. This episode of Potomac kind of reminded me of like old school Real Housewives. Like it just, everything about it was light, fun, but also had drama. We got to get to know people's personal lives. We got to see everybody connected. I just think this was a really, really solid episode. It was an episode of Housewives where I think there could be different opinions, you know? I feel like when it comes to Potomac especially, everything has kind of been cut and dry. Like your feelings for all the ladies have all been the same. We've all kind of had our same opinion. Unless you're like a stan of one of these women, we all kind of feel the same way about all of them every scene for the past 3 seasons. But I feel like this episode kind of opened up this thing where like, you can have different opinions and it's not that serious, right? It's not that serious. It's just all just talking about the show. So I think this was a solid episode, 4.25. And I look forward to watching Real Housewives of Potomac every week. I'm telling you, we back, baby. It seemed like we back. So first things first, we are still at Gizelle's hat party. Mia is in the bathroom crying because you have to keep in mind, Karen and Gizelle said that she was not protecting her children with this whole ink and custody and paternity and who's the baby's, who's Jeremiah's father and all of that stuff. I told you guys last time, this storyline does not jive with me. I do not like this storyline. I do not think this storyline is responsible. I think this storyline should have got stomped on by production. I don't know who would have fun with this storyline. But Gizelle starts off by lying. Gizelle starts off by saying that she is not saying that Mia is a bad mother. That's exactly what you're saying. That's exactly what you want to say. You want to say that Mia doesn't give a damn about her kids because Mia is a bad mother. If you're saying someone is not protecting their kid, you are saying that they are a bad mother. And Gizelle, if you would have said that Mia is a bad mother, I actually would have agreed with you because Mia goes into her confessional and says that I am trying to protect my kids, like this is not bad and all of this stuff. And I'm here to tell you, Mia, that's simply not true. This is not a good look. Even if there is some question on who your son's father is, are we the people to really do this with? Are we the people who really need to hear about this? Is this the thing you're choosing to be authentic about? Especially because Mia could talk about other stuff. We could just get in the weeds about what's going on with you and Gordon. I see some stuff is going on over on Instagram with Gordon and Mia. We could do all of that. That doesn't have to be on the back of your poor innocent son. Like your son is like old enough to have people in school talking about all of this stuff. I think it's a bad look all around. I do not think it's worth having a story. Like if this is what you want to have a storyline about, is it really, really worth it? I do not know. But Mia does eventually come to the table. And by the way, I did not bring up Jacqueline last week. Jacqueline is Mia's friend. Jacqueline done been on the show. I don't like Jacqueline, so I didn't feel the need to bring up Jacqueline. I'm hoping that Jacqueline actually doesn't come around all that much, but it seems like she will. I don't like Jacqueline, so I didn't feel the need to bring Jacqueline up. But Jacqueline is here, and Jacqueline made a little snide remark, I guess, about Karen and her DUI. I am not on Karen's side about her DUI, so anytime anyone says anything about Karen's DUI, I'm on the person's side who was saying something about it, because Karen, I think, does need to take responsibility. And yeah, this is your second DUI and you a grown woman. So like own up to it, fess up to it, and be like, I'm gonna be better, because this whole like things didn't happen the way they saying it happened. I do not agree. So then we get Wendy and Gizelle. Gizelle at the end of the party invites Wendy to sit down and talk with her. Oh, Wendy. Oh, Wendy. Wendy is between a rock and a hard place. If Wendy was me, I would not sit down and do a damn thing with Gizelle, because I love how production ran the clip. Wendy tried to make amends with Gizelle. At the beginning of last season, she tried to be friends with Gizelle. She also invited Gizelle to an event. Wendy has never had any issue being around Gizelle. Gizelle has had an issue being around Wendy. So it is very, very sweet that Gizelle now believes that she is the one who can break the ice. She is the one who can be like, Wendy, we need to talk. Wendy, we need to get together and all of this stuff. Because Kenya would say, you had your chance, you blew it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. We don't need to be friends. But like I said, Wendy is between a rock and a hard place because Gizelle is never getting off of this show. And Wendy is trying to hold on for dear life to stay on this show, especially with all the people who are on this show right now. And so she has to go talk to Gizelle. She has to go talk to Gizelle. You gotta go kiss the ring. I said this in my video about Potomac and colorism. Like, Gizelle is the HBIC, and you gotta go kiss the ring. You gotta go play with Gizelle. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts, or you're gonna be taken off the show. And let's be clear, Gizelle wants Wendy off of the show. And so Gizelle knows that, hey, I'm going to extend the olive branch, and if you don't want it, you won't be on the show. And you won't be able to say anything when you're not on this show because I tried to work with you. So Wendy can't do nothing but go have dinner with Gizelle. There's just nothing else that you can do. So anyways, they decide to go have dinner. And this is once again where production, you are my friend, because I keep saying this. I said this all last season. Gizelle started with Wendy. Wendy did not start with Gizelle. This narrative has become that there is a true beef between Wendy and Gizelle, and that is simply not true. Gizelle plays mean ball, and it was Wendy's turn to get kicked in the face, and that is what this was. Giselle likes to play in everybody's marriages. And it was time for Wendy's marriage to get hit by Hurricane Jizzy. And that is what happened. She started spreading a rumor about Eddie being a cheater, Ashley being the bone collector, carried it back to Wendy, and that's what started all of this bullshit. And that's why they not friends. That is why anything before then was just little petty slights, nothing major. That is what started them not liking each other. Gizelle threw the first stone, and Wendy was just like, fuck you, bitch. And that is how they have gotten off on the wrong foot. Gizelle is now spinning the narrative that Wendy has done something to Gizelle. But what actually happened was she got called out on her bullshit. She wanted Wendy to be stuttering and being like, oh my gosh, why would you do this to me, Gizelle? Giselle, can we get over it? And when Gizelle wanted to get over it, Wendy kept going with it. And that is why Gizelle don't like her. So Gizelle spinning this story that the reason why she doesn't like Wendy is because Wendy is condescending. It's Gizelle being dishonest. She did not like that once Gizelle was done, playing in her marriage, once she was done playing in Eddie and Wendy's marriage, she wanted Wendy to go back to being her bestie, aka soror. She wanted to go back to being that, and Wendy was like, you can choke. You can choke. And Gizelle wasn't going to apologize for a damn thing. And that's what happened. But now she's saying that Wendy is condescending. Wendy is talking down to people. Wendy is this. But Gizelle, like, y'all ain't talked in 2 years. when the last time Wendy and Gizelle had a real conversation? You iced her out all last season. Like, you're just coming up with stuff. And this is just Gizelle trying to cover her own ass because Gizelle just doesn't want to admit that, like, I don't like you, bitch. I was playing in your relationship, playing in your marriage. You were supposed to take it as what it was. We on a TV show. I'm allowed to do whatever I want, and you gotta sit there and take it. You didn't take it like the slave I think you are. And that's why I didn't like you. And that's why I didn't like you. And now I got to pay the piper because they giving out pink slips. I don't want to get mine. They already got my sis Robin out the paint. So I got to play nice with you. And that's what I'm doing. So that's really what was going on. And I guess, give kudos to Wendy for playing the game back because there would have been some bitches flying in that restaurant. I would have been like, bitch, I don't give a damn. I do not give. You lied on my husband. You lied on my husband, tried to carry mess, tried to get me kicked off this show, was being mean. You said I deserved it when I had a drink thrown on me. But at the same Wendy is very nice to Mia. And Mia was the one who threw a drink on her. So it would be interesting to see her holding a grudge on Jizzy, but she ain't got no smoke for Mia. You know, Mia was also part of the issue. So what, you just take it as what it is. I guess they've agreed to like let bygones be bygones, but let's be very fucking clear. Number one, Wendy has never had any actual real issue with Gizelle. So like Wendy has no issue like making nice with Gizelle because Wendy feels nothing for Gizelle. Gizelle hates Wendy's guts. Giselle hates Wendy's guts. Gizelle just hates being poor a little bit more. And so she's playing this game because she knows she needs to stay on this show. But let's be fucking clear. Gizelle does not like Wendy, but she knows she can't not like Wendy because she got called out for her bullshit in Essence magazine last year, and it was very bad for the doll. Robin's out the door. Ashley got one foot out the door, and so she's trying to make everything nice. So you know what? It is good that they are able to just be. Next, we have our girl Stacy. We're getting to know Stacy and her life. We find out that Stacy is still living with her soon-to-be ex-husband. She has a daughter. Her daughter speaks 3 languages. When her husband is in town, she tries to stay in the city. And when her husband is out of town, that's when she goes to the house to stay with the daughter. So there's some iffy living situation. She says she's not going to tell her daughter that they're getting a divorce till everything is official. And you want to know what I like? I like Stacy in this. This is a moment of vulnerability. This is a way for us to get into Stacy's life. And you want to know what I couldn't help but notice? We could have got this same shit from Ashley. We could have got this same shit from Ashley for the past 2 seasons. Ashley, do you see how easy this is? Do you see how easy it is to just tell people what the fuck is going on if what the fuck you got going on makes some damn sense? If you're not sitting here lying, you know how easy it is to just be like, yeah, you know, we working on our shit. Divorce ain't easy. Divorce ain't easy when there's money involved, kids involved, but you know, we doing what we gotta do. We trying our best. You see how easy it is? We didn't have to pry too much. She don't gotta bring her German husband on the show. I didn't need to see Michael Darby, God forbid. What I did want some information on what the fuck was going on without you trying to duck and dodge and do all of this stuff, right? And so Stacy clearly, because they blur out her husband's face, clearly her husband wants nothing really to do with this show, and yet she's still able to be transparent. You see how you could have done the same thing, Ashley? That brings me to the next thing we get from Stacy. Stacy meets up with Ashley, and they start talking about how they want to raise their kids. So Stacy is black, Stacy's husband is white, so they're raising a biracial daughter, half black, half white. Ashley is biracial herself, and Michael is white, so her kids are 3/4 white. They look white. And Stacy asked the question, like, how do you plan on raising your kids? And so they go back and forth. I don't have no opinion either way on what they decide to say. But once again, Ashley, why is it Stacy bringing these conversations onto this show about how do you raise multiracial kids and your kids are going to be different from you? Stacy's daughter looks nothing like Stacy and they're going to have different upbringing. How do we get this real conversation about identity politics from Stacy? And Ashley, you've been raising your little kids with Michael for forever and we never got these conversations from you. You see the difference? You see who's committed to making good television and who is not? And I also blame the producers for this because you could have got this from Ashley. You could have got this from Ashley. Y'all pulled nothing out of Ashley. There's interesting conversations for Ashley to have because this is a real conversation. Ashley, this black her damn self, right? And so, and her kids are 3/4 white. And so, like, this conversation too, is Ashley mama fully black? Then don't get me the question. Then I don't even want to do all this. But like, there's a conversation to be had there. And so it took Stacy coming on here for us to have these conversations. I like Stacy girl. I like Stacy girl. And then we get Kay. Kay from last season is back. She meets up with Karen and she says how Gizelle didn't invite her to Karen's birthday party. This is just a way to introduce Kay. Kay is in the type. Kay has a flute. Kay is a housewife this year. I like Kay. I like her style. I like her attitude. So I'm excited to see more from Kay. But we really didn't get much through all of this. This is just her introduction, getting introduced through Karen, which it seems like everybody did. Let's move on. Gizelle and Karen meet up again. And baby, is it me or is Gizelle going to work, baby? They is putting Gizelle ass to work. Gizelle, and it's so funny because isn't this what we said Gizelle could be? Gizelle could be that nucleus, everything revolving around Gizelle in a healthy way. Like, it could have always been this way, Gizelle. And it took Robin having to leave and for you to be scared for your job, for you to actually goddamn clock in. Gizelle is going to work. Gizelle got events. Giselle's talking to this person. Giselle's putting this thing together. You could have always been this. You could have always given First Lady at a church vibe. You could have always, I have no issue with Gizelle being the HBIC if Gizelle is going to work. My issue with Gizelle for the past, since she's been on the show, is that we've been told she's the head bitch in charge, but she's not done anything to do it. She's done nothing to get this title. Go to work, and she's going to work. She's going to work. We're seeing her do all of this stuff. But anyways, Karen and Gizelle get to talking, and this starts up this whole thing about a party. Gizelle is having an event with Ashley, so they're turning their little clothing line to like a wellness, holistic type of thing, baby. Don't nobody give a damn. I'm sorry. Nobody gives a damn. But she is having an event for her dad because her dad did unfortunately pass away from a brain tumor, and so she's having this whole thing for that. Well, Karen is getting an award that seems made up, and she wants the ladies to come to it. But the problem is, it is on the same night as Giselle's thing. So Karen sends a text message to all of the ladies and says that, hey, our event is on the same night, but I will provide transportation and you can go to both events. Gizelle responds back to the text message and says, y'all ain't gotta worry. Y'all don't gotta, just go to Karen thing. Just go to Karen thing. And you wanna know something? Hell has frozen over and pigs is flying because I'm on Giselle's side. I am 100% on Giselle's side. Karen award does seem made up. What is Karen getting an award for? Like Gizelle said, running into a tree? You ain't done shit. You ain't done shit to deserve no type of award, Karen. Especially because on this very show, you have yet to, make it right on this show and fess up to what the hell you did. In real life, by the way, Karen tried to get the charges dismissed. And the court said absolutely the fuck not, baby. So that's another thing. She got 9 citations, they saying, for this arrest, this DUI arrest. And it's just like, girl, what are you getting an award for? It seems made up. And I don't know why I wasn't expecting this to affect Karen the way that it's affecting Karen, but it really, really is. I kind of thought Karen was going to take this one on the chin and be like, yeah, y'all, I fucked up. Like, this isn't Karen's first DUI. Karen got a DUI like 10 years ago. Like, this is not her first DUI. This is not her first time talking about getting a DUI on this show. Like I said last week, like, we've talked about you getting a DUI on this show. So, like, why is this affecting her so much to where she has to get given a fake award and she wants everyone to show up as she's getting this fake award? Like, why is she not taking it on the chin? I did find it very, very funny when Karen and Gizelle were meeting up and she was telling Gizelle she did not have to say non-alcoholic drinks. The girls can read. And I thought that was very, very funny. Karen and Gizelle they're just good. They're just good together. They work together. I just like them together. But it starts this whole mess with this party, and Gizelle is in the right because Gizelle invited them to her stuff first. This stuff is for her dead daddy. And it's for 2 of the ladies. It's for Ashley and it's for Gizelle. So, like, you get to kill 2 birds. You get to appease 2 girls instead of 1 girl. And Karen has a DUI. So, I just don't understand what's going on. Karen was 100% being messy. But doesn't it feel good to be back to arguing about parties and who's showing up to what party and who going to what and who? Doesn't it feel fun to be back here? To be arguing over stupid shit? At the end of the day, I didn't want to go to neither of them. So, like, it feels good to just be arguing about dumb shit, who's going to what party. But I'm going to say it, Giselle's in the right. Giselle is fully in the right. All them new girls, all them new girls should have went to Gizelle's stuff. Now, who's in the right, but who's also in the right? Wendy and Kay. Wendy and Kay have every right to give Gizelle bullshit the blues. Gizelle didn't invite Kay to whatever the fuck she threw for Karen, and Wendy don't like Gizelle, and you just started talking to me yesterday, so I'm for damn sure not coming to your stuff. So Wendy and Kay should go to Karen's event. The new girls should have just fully went to Gizelle's event. And I do have to understand I'm the same person that says too many people try to kiss Gizelle's ass coming in, and I'm sure those girls know as well that too many people be trying to kiss Gizelle's ass coming in, and that never works. Shout out to Naneka. So they didn't want to be caught up in all of that bullshit. So that's why they didn't do it. But they should have just went to Gizelle. Karen would have been fine. They should have sent flowers to Karen and been like, you know what, girl, congratulations, happy birthday. But we're going to go to Gizelle's event because that's the event we were invited to. And trying to do the whole let me squeeze this in, let me squeeze that in. Like, it was just tacky. It was just tacky goddamn boots. And so anyways, Ashley, who is here for no reason. The more this show continues to go on, the more I'm going to keep saying that Ashley is here for no reason. Why is Ashley on this show? There's so many goddamn ladies. Ashley is here for no reason. But they call Ashley and tell Ashley they're going to be late. They're going to show up at 8:30. Problem is the event ended at 9. And so Gizelle's like, just don't come. I'm also on Gizelle's side because it is tacky to show up to an event when an event is almost over. I look like an afterthought. I'd rather you not come at all than show up late as hell. I look like an afterthought. I look like, ooh, you didn't care about nothing that was going on. Like, being punctual to someone's stuff says something. Being late to someone's stuff says something. So no, don't show up at all. Like, it's not that, like, y'all good. Like, y'all decide, especially because I know y'all just decided to come to somebody else's shit, right? Well, they know they not going to get there by 8:30, and they still decide to show up, and Gizelle don't want nothing to do with their asses. Gizelle don't want nothing to do with their asses, and she's like, y'all need to leave. Y'all need to leave. Gizelle got to protect her crown, right? Gizelle got to protect her crown. Gizelle got to be like, girl, y'all not just about to do whatever you want. Like, and you guys, I'm fully on Gizelle's side. Like, I'm with you when you write. I am with you when you write. And Gizelle is right about this. Like, why do I need you guys here in the last 30 minutes? Like, I invited you guys. You guys decided not to come. You decided to go to Karen's thing. And I told you guys, if you're gonna go to Karen's thing, go to goddamn Karen's thing. But the biggest thing about this is you got invited to Gizelle's stuff first, and y'all asses RSVP'd. I would have put Wendy and Kay too. Whichever one I go to, that's what I'm going to. But I'm not about to do back and forth. Number one, playing back and forth for Karen and Gizelle, I would have stayed home. I would have stayed home and been like, yo, I don't give a damn about either of these two things. Like, but doing the back and forth shit is tacky anyways, and it's just like, I'm not about to run all over goddamn DC for these two events. But anyways, perfectly good episode. Enjoyed the episode a lot. It's up from here. It is up from here. Anyways, I will see you guys next week for the next one.